Hi. Got my clutch arrived today. It's finally come. Took a little while to get through in the post, but it's here now. It is amazingly tiny. It's a Tilton 4-plate, so that's 4 friction plates. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 obviously stationary plates and 4 friction plates. True carbon because every single plate is carbon fibre. The plate that goes up against the flywheel obviously stays stationary against the flywheel, so the surface of the flywheel now is reasonably irrelevant. It's just basically a pressure pad for it. But total weight for this little beauty is 1.7 kilograms. It is nothing. There's a bit of a size reference for you. 1 Coke can. Actually, it's not even, just about 2 Coke cans wide. Rated torque for this particular unit is 920 foot-pounds of torque on rotating mass, and it has a 800 foot-pound torque limit for, I'm guessing, just like a standing starts. But you know, with the turbo car on boost, this will take over 900 foot-pound of torque. That's ridiculous. It is just, it's hard to describe exactly how light this thing is. It's just nuts. It weighs virtually nothing. Next thing to do, I'm going to purchase a starter motor and an original Porsche ring gear, and then I'll do a CAD drawing of the space inside the bell housing, of the offset for the adapter plate to the crank mating surface of the engine. I've got plenty of room in there for it. It's actually, even though it's a quad plate, if you get the larger diameter triple plate versions, this is actually about 3 or 4 millimeters thinner this way than the triple plates. Obviously the plates will be thinner as well, but it's already well over spec for what I need. It's just ridiculously small. It's hard to describe. It just looks like a paperweight. You don't get much change out of $5,000 for a paperweight, but hey ho. Originally designed, actually, this particular clutch is originally designed for the Indycar series. So pretty much this would have been on your Dallara or your Honda or your Chevrolet Turbo Indycar. So you know, it's an interesting little unit. So yeah, I'm going to design a flywheel next. Use the original Porsche starter, original Porsche ring gear, keep that in its original place, but obviously I need to draw everything up so I know the correct shape of what the flywheel is going to be. This is designed for a stepped flywheel. You can get some of these clutches that are designed to have a completely flat surface, and you just drill and tap these where they need to be. This is designed for a stepped flywheel. So basically, this surface here will have an offset of, I think it's 110 thousandths of an inch. So what's that? 2.5 mil, 2.6 millimeters. So the flywheel will have to have a step on that. Obviously, the thing is so small in diameter, it wouldn't be that hard to make a flywheel that'll be come underneath here and then probably come up. It's hard to describe from the phone. It'll probably come across here, and it'll probably come up at an angle, and then have a place for the ring gear to bolt on. It makes it easy to design that. And obviously then we'll have an ordinary style hydraulic centre release unit, so no arm or stuff, it'll just be a hydraulic unit. So one more thing for the car, and hopefully maybe if I'm lucky by the end of April, I might have now a working clutch, firewall starter, and so the engine and gearbox together combo would be pretty much all finished there. Next thing will be driveshafts. Then after that I'll have to probably start getting my nitron shock absorbers and some various other things. Got an interesting development on the rear anti-roll bar. I'll do another video on that when it comes, and I start the redesign process on that to fit that. That is also a Indycar rear anti-roll bar, but it has the novelty of being able to adjust it. So actually, if you're nice, I might just get a quick view on here. This is the back of an old Group C Le Mans car. I think it's the Mercedes. Obviously, having the two rear shock absorbers very close together, it gives you the added advantage that the roll bar links, these two here, that little bar between there, that's the anti-roll bar, which is obviously ridiculously short, which makes things light, funny enough. This is the old school, just a simple bar. These aren't rotating blades, they're just a single stiffness, you can't adjust them at all. The unit I've bought basically has a cable adjuster and is quite kind of fancy, so I've got to get around to it and do some analysis of the damn thing. I don't want too rear stiff a roll bar. You generally run the front stiffer than the rear. So I need to do some testing on it. Like most things, I'll probably have to redesign a few of the items on it just to make sure that it's more purpose for what I need it. But I'll be able to cable adjust the rear roll bar, and then there's a blade system I'm going to use on the front roll bar, so that'll be adjustable as well. So 3 knobs on the dashboard: adjust rear roll bar, front roll bar, and brake bias. A little bit over the top, but you know, what the hell, you only live once. Okay, clutch update over. Hopefully when we get back on the car and do some actual physical work on it soon. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.